I was inspired to build this Pan Am 747 because of my love for aviation. I've been collecting the pieces since I was 5 years old. The very first moment that I flew on a 747, it was Pan Am. And from the moment I walked on board the airplane, I was hitched. Getting on board a giant airplane of that size for a kid my age was probably one of the most exciting moments of my life.
It was on that Pan Am flight to Disneyland that the pilot gave Anthony his very first set of wings. And from that moment on, he collected anything and everything the airline had to offer.
You'll notice immediately when you walk in my house that the first thing you see is this backdrop, which is the departure board from a vintage Pan Am ticket counter. So it started with a set of seats, and I started acquiring more pieces.
Upstairs is Anthony's living space, complete with kitchen, living room, and bedroom. But he tends to spend most of his time downstairs in the garage, or rather, in first class.
I decided to build this Pan Am 747 in my garage because it was the only space in my house that was big enough to contain all the parts of the aircraft. As you board the aircraft, there's a sound of something called APU, which is Auxiliary Power Unit. It's the typical sort of white noise sound that you hear when you're boarding an airplane. Okay, so here we are. You're now about to enter my aircraft through what Boeing would have referred to as door 1 left. This was my favorite part of walking aboard a 747 and the view you're about to see. I've wired the entire airplane for video and audio, so you can plug in a Pan Am headset and actually listen to vintage music that would have been on a Pan Am 747, watch vintage movies from a projection screen. I like to take everything one step further than normal and actually even have the vintage coffee that would have been used in the time period complete with the real packaging. These are originals back from the 70s and 80s. They're about 40 years old, so no aircraft cabin would be complete without the use of a barf bag. This is actually one of about 20 shoe boxes that I have, and what it contains is actually every single boarding pass of every flight I've ever been on since I was a kid. The maritime heritage and the look and colors of the decor and the feel of the aircraft resonated so powerfully with me that it affected my whole life, essentially. It caused me to want to recreate that brand right inside my house.
And for this homeowner, a love of all things aviation makes for one amazing home.